Well, I don't know about you, but that game took about 16 years off of my life. Why, hi there. I'm Ron Zuckett, and welcome to the Dodd Postgame Show for this Easter Sunday, April 16th, 2017. And the Washington Nationals get a series win over the Philadelphia Phillies, thanks to a walk-off 3-run homer by Bryce Harper with one out in the bottom of the ninth inning off of Joaquin Benoit, who is about as effective as a reliever as I am. They'll take it because they let Gio Gonzalez down today. He left pitching in the 8th inning with a 3-1 lead, and then it kind of fell apart. They never got behind in this game. It was 3-3. But Harper, when they needed him most, delivered. And my goodness, just a giant kaboom just to the left of dead center field to make it 6-4 and put the Nationals at 7-5, which is a little bit more comfortable than the 6-6 they would have. Day off tomorrow, and then a long 10-game road trip. Atlanta, New York, in Colorado. It's big. So let's go through the totals and the Major League scoreboard. For the Nats, 6 runs, 11 hits, and an error. The Phillies, 4 runs, 8 hits, and an error. Sean Kelly gets the win. He goes to 2-0 on the year. Joaquin Benoit with the loss goes to 0-1. I don't understand why the Phillies aren't using Neris as a closer, because what I've seen of him so far has been quite impressive. But the Nats bullpen giveth, and the Nats bullpen, Bryce Harper taketh away. Harper today, by the way, 3 for 5. He drove in 5 runs. He's now hitting .333 on the year. He scored twice. He scored 2 of the 6. And when you needed someone to say, okay, boys, hop on my back and I'll take you there, this is what he wants to do. And by goodness, he is doing it. Adam Eaton, another fantastic day, 3 for 5. Scored 2 runs. Tony Two-Bags, another good day. Also made some good plays defensively. I don't know why I'm yelling. 2 for 5 with an RBI and a run scored. Murph got a hit, 1 for 4, hitting .396. And also, the big thing for me with Murph today came, I think it was between the 4th and 5th innings, but Gio Gonzalez was just really having trouble finding that strike zone. Murph stood up, showed him what he was doing wrong, and then Gonzalez settled down in. So Murphy showing some in-dugout leadership, and Harper with the producing what he needs to. My goodness, a 5 RBI day today. Jason Worth, not a good day, even though he went 1 for 4. That misplay on the Nava fly ball set up a run for Philadelphia and changed the entire complexion of the game. Blake Trinan was horrible today. 30. Let's go through the pitching lines. Gio Gonzalez, as I said, a great start. 7 1/3 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs. He was charged with the mess that Glover made. 2 earned runs. He walked 3. Most of those were early, and Cesar Hernandez is a giant pain in the tuchus. What a player the Phillies have in him. Gonzalez struck out 2 and gave up the leadoff homer to Hernandez. The ERA jumps to 1.33. No decision for Gio. He deserved better. Glover with a blown save. No runs because they went to Gonzalez, but a hit and 2 strikeouts. His first blown save. Trinan, I guess because it's a tie game, you have him pitching. And the 9.33. But I guess with the day off tomorrow, you kind of had to. I would have gone with Kelly to start the 9th and try the other way with some trouble because he is able to induce the ground ball. I mean, he induced almost nothing today. 2/3 of an inning, a run, it was earned, a walk and a strikeout through 30 pitches and pitched with absolutely no confidence. Sean Kelly comes in to get the final out. Gonzalez, 105 pitches, 61 strikes. But he never got flustered. He talked to himself on the mound. He calmed himself down and did his job and pitched a good game. 3 hours and 11 minutes, 29,774 there on Easter. And I think I talked to someone who was there. I'm telling you, Cesar Hernandez for the Phillies is good. 3 for 4 today, scored twice. The homer, drove himself in, and a walk. So before we get into the bullpen issues and whatever you like to talk about, let's take a look at what elsewhere in the division. Atlanta beat the Padres today 9-2. Someone by the name of J.T. Riddle walked one off for the Marlins against the Mets 4-2. The crazy thing was that Dan Straley had a no-hitter going through 6, but he walked 8,000 batters. I think he walked 5 or 6. So he was yanked. Bearclaw pitched the 7th. I forget who gave up the hit. The Mets came back to tie it, and the Marlins walked it off in the 10th. American League Orioles beat the Blue Jays 11-4. The Blue Jays have won, I think, 1 game this year. That's not good. That's not good at all. No other National League East teams are playing right now, and the West Coast games have started. All right, so let's talk about the bullpen for a split second or two. Today, they won the game. They're 7-5. They're now in there with the Marlins and the Mets. It's okay at the moment, but there are some really big issues now. They really no one they can turn to that can get them 3 outs. It worked today because the offense bailed them out, and that's what's going to happen a lot this year. So the offense is going to have to bail them out of games. Problem is, if you get this way into July, if you switch to closer, and I think now they probably should. Trinan had nothing today. Try Glover in the position. It's time for to see what you can get out of Coda Glover. If you can't do it, then you see what's next. But Trinan today came out there with nothing, looked flat, pitched slow, and the Phillies just took advantage. And if it wasn't for the fact it was Joaquin Benoit pitching for the Phillies, the Nats probably would have lost this game. It's time to make a change at closer. If we go into the next few months with this keep kind of going by this de facto committee and no one really doing anything in a role, then you're going to have to make a trade. And who do you trade? Well, you're probably trading a prospect. You're going to give up someone like a Victor Robles or an Andrew Stevenson for this guy, and it's not who you want. You got to protect your future too. It's nice to win now, but you got to look at, you really can't mortgage the future too much to win now. It's one of those fine line situations. All right, let's look at the minor league scoreboard. Second game today for the Syracuse Chiefs. They lead 4-0 in the second. Brandon Snyder with a home run in the first. I'm not sure who started for that. Taylor Hill starting the second game today for the Chiefs. Elsewhere, top of the ninth, Hagerstown will beat Delmarva 13-6 in the top of the ninth. Johnson, Newsom, Knoll, all with homers for Hagerstown. Rochester won the opener of that twin bill 10-6, by the way. Austin both with a loss. He now goes to 0-1 with an ERA of 12.79. In 11 innings, Wilmington defeated Potomac 5-4. Berry with a loss, and no one with a home run. Okay, we'll forgive you for not wanting to talk about the bullpen today because, it's a problem, but they won. So there's a couple days to figure that one out. Remember, it's a road trip coming up. It's a big, big trip. Oh, boy, with Atlanta, New York, the Mets, and the Rockies. Today we had our player of the week, Daniel Murphy, again, surprise, surprise. Ricky breaks down yesterday's game, and I talk about where Dusty Baker's status is. Obviously a little better today than it was yesterday, but how long before he's on the hot seat? So you can read all that on District on Deck. You can follow us on Twitter at District on Deck. We're with you every game. We're with you every post game. Give us a Facebook like and a follow on Twitter, and a like and subscribe here, because we do one of these every game, and we certainly want to hear from you. Understand it's Easter and there's not many of you there, but they won. The final score from Nance Park, 6-4 for Ricky Keeler and the rest of the staff on District on Deck. I'm Ron Zuckett, and we wish you, for those who celebrate, a very happy and healthy Easter.